Welcome to DCA Kings. In today's 5-minute beginner guide, we're going to cover the essentials of Bitcoin, BTC. Whether you're new to crypto or seeking a refresher, you're here in the right place. Let's get started. In this video, we're going to discuss what is Bitcoin, Bitcoin versus altcoins, when to buy Bitcoin, and how to buy Bitcoin. Let's get started with the basics. What is Bitcoin? Bitcoin, BTC, is digital money, decentralized and not controlled by any government or bank. It operates on a blockchain, a secure public ledger that anybody can verify. Only 21 million Bitcoin will ever exist. Think of it as digital gold, but with a defined limited amount. It's a store of value, can act as money, and is a hedge against inflation. Satoshi Nakamoto mined the first Bitcoin block back in 2009, and its value has surged since then from pennies to over $100,000. But be aware, Bitcoin is volatile. It can drop 30% or more anytime. But regardless, in its short history, it has outperformed all other assets. Diversification is key. Don't go all in Bitcoin. The risk is high. Balance your portfolio with broad market index funds. Check out our other video for the complete ETF guide. I'm sure you guys have considered buying altcoins, but here's what you need to know. Altcoins often require perfect timing, both for buying and selling. You need to do your research, you need to pick the right coin, you need to buy it at the right time, and you need to sell it at the right time. Lots of risk factors involved. Also, many altcoins don't survive long term. Bitcoin is the most secure and recognized crypto asset. If BTC fails, most alts will probably too. For beginners and long-term investors, stick to BTC. The risk reward is just better. So now, let's move on to the question that everybody always asks. When to buy Bitcoin? You're going to have two options. Either you dollar cost average, DCA. That means you invest the same amount regularly, regardless of the price. Your second and the harder option is try to time the dips. You buy a lump sum when, for example, BTC drops more than 30% from its recent high, or you maybe buy 2 to 2.5 years after the halving, or use the other technical indicator. But no matter your strategy, hold for at least 10 years. Bitcoin's strength lies in its long-term growth, not in its short-term gains. Let's move on to a step that a lot of people ignore. You need a trade plan. If you want to make money trading any asset, a trade plan is essential. It helps avoid panic selling and keeps you focused on long-term goals. Your plan should clearly define why you bought the asset, as well as when and under what circumstances you plan on selling. Keep your trade plan somewhere easily accessible. Screenshot my example here on the screen to help guide you. Let's move on to how to buy Bitcoin. Where should you buy Bitcoin? Well, here are your options. Your first option is to buy a Bitcoin ETF like IBIT or FBTC. A Bitcoin ETF offers you Bitcoin exposure without the need for a crypto wallet. It's low effort and safe. Your second option is to use a reputable crypto broker like Coinbase or Kraken. This is good for learning and for holding small amounts, but I would not recommend holding more than 20K on one of these broker accounts. The third and probably the safest option is a hardware wallet like Trezor. You need to buy your BTC over an exchange and then you can transfer it to your hardware wallet. This provides full control over your BTC. It's the safest option. But there is a high risk of losing access if you lose the device or the password. For simplicity and safety, I use a mix of IBIT and FBTC. They are both managed by reputable funds. Fidelity does self-custody, and BlackRock holds their BTC over Coinbase. Let's move on. How to buy a Bitcoin ETF. First, you open an account with a reputable stockbroker. For our example, we're going to use Interactive Brokers. Then you search for the Bitcoin ETF using its ticker symbol, IBIT. You select market order, choose the dollar amount or number of shares you want to buy. You confirm your order, and you're all set. So here are some key takeaways you guys need to remember. BTC is a long-term play. Bitcoin is best suited for long-term investment strategies. Stay away from alts. Avoid altcoins to reduce exposure to scams and volatility. Diversify with ETFs. Consider diversifying your portfolio with broad market ETFs for added stability. Check out our other videos. Choose a smart buying method so you don't always buy the tops. Employ strategies like DCAing for consistent investments. That's it, guys. Like and subscribe for more.